So, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of your boy Sullivan 504, aka the Man Overall. So, today we are going to be talking about mixing business with pleasure. And to help me out today, I have an amazing guest with me, Chef Derek Williams, who is moving around, making all kind of noise on his phone. I'm gonna bring him on in a second, but as always, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, follow, and leave me a comment down below. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and bring on Mr. Williams. What is going on, Mr. Williams? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the great Derek Williams, the amazing chef Derek Williams. He is he's a chef. He's the co-author of Chance Your Begging for Trouble. He is a speaker and he's also a comedian. So ladies and gentlemen, so what's going on, Mr. Williams?
Not much, man. Just relaxing today. You know how it is when you're busy. You gotta take one day off and relax a little bit.
Yeah, he's a very hardworking man, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so today we are talking about mixing business with pleasure, and of course, we all have friends in our lives, and especially the things that we're doing to take ourselves up higher this year. Sometimes you want to you want to be able to take some of your friends along, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. Just a little insight with myself and Mr. Mr. Derek Williams. He goes by so many names out there, ladies and gentlemen. The thing with us is that we're great writers, and we're always pounding the pavement, working on something or talking about working on something. And when you're when you're creating the show, I think that and when you get everything together, and when two great minds can come together, I believe it can produce great things. So I'm going to ask Mr. Williams, well, were you ever in a situation where, let's say, somebody reached out to you and they were like, hey, I need help? Maybe it was getting a job, or anything like that. Have you ever been in a situation like that, and how were you able to handle it? Say like with a friend or something like that.
Oh man, yeah. It's funny you say that. It's happened over and over again. I've helped relatives, friends. You name it. I've helped people through the years, and some turned out pretty good, and some turned out not so good. But the not so good thing, when it turned out not so good, I just just went with it. I was like, okay, maybe this person, didn't need the job, or didn't, or something happened to where they wasn't able to work the job, because every job is not for everybody.
True.
So for 1 minute I was like, what, damn, okay, this fella let me down, and stuff. And then Holy Spirit came on me and said, you know what, maybe it wasn't for him. So, just let it go. Don't break up your friendship or anything over something, just so simple. Just, be there for him, but, don't be to the point where, you're going to let him use you over and over again. Just treat him with a long handle spoon. Just be there, hey man, I'm here to give you advice or whatever. But as far as trying to help you out with something, like before another job or anything else, I don't think I can do it, man, because you kind of like burnt your bridge a little bit.
I was just thinking about that, burning bridges. So it's almost like biblical, to be in the world, but not to be of the world, to reach out like that Christ like, hand to somebody. But, once you do that or give somebody certain information, it's really up to them to do with it what they will, So, yeah, I mean, everybody, what's that thing about, leading a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
It's so true, man. It is so true.
And you're like a master chef, a master soul food chef. And you're great with putting ingredients with food and all of that stuff like that. And could you contribute that like to being in the kitchen and like saying like sometimes with certain friendships and certain situations, maybe that may be an ingredient that just didn't mix into that.
Yeah, it's like making a chef salad. I mean, you put all your ingredients into that chef salad, and sometimes it may not come out the way it's supposed to come out because something might not be up to par. So you just like, okay, you just substitute it with something else to make it better.
Yeah, and that's true. And it's said time and time again that you can't mix every every ingredient or every situation isn't necessarily going to blend in together. So in a situation like that, is it when you learn that lesson, is it something where you're like, well, man, I'm just never going to help anybody ever again, because it feels like with your life and with my life, the stakes are raising, the stakes are rising, like we just recently went to, feel like it was just yesterday, but, feel like, we went to Detroit and we did that, we did that book tour, for the Chance book. And, you guys get the Chance Your Baking for Trouble book. It's on Amazon, or you can go to my site, www.soulloverman504.com. So it really feels like everything is kind of on the rise. And, when you get to that certain level of what you, like somebody told me last night, when you get to that level of what you would want to deem, success, is it something where you have to really take your time and be particular? Like if somebody came and said, oh, hey man, I see you doing this, I see you doing that, can you help me, get into business or whatever. Is that a circumstance where you would have to really look at them and be like, yeah, man, you have to really just think it over?
I would say yes. I would have to think it over. At one time, I was the type of person where if somebody came to me right away and they had an issue or they wanted some help with something, I would give it right away. I would be like, man, I wouldn't even think about it. I would just do it because it was, at that time, I felt like it was the right thing to do. But now that we're in a different generation of people, and it's not the same generation that you and I grew up in. And I'm not talking anything negative about this new generation, but it's not like that with them. You got to really analyze people today. You can't just jump and say, well, I'm going to help this person because they need help. Because a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes you're going to get people where they're just trying to use you. And you got to sort that out. You got to sort it out with God. Like, God, is this person trying to use me, or they really need my help? You really got to be very spiritual today, because period, any day, you have to be spiritual. But you really have to be spiritual, because now the devil has turned his forklift up all the way to the max. So now you got to really analyze people, and you got to pray about everything that you invest in, and everybody that you come in contact with. You got to pray before you throw help out there to them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like I try to tell people, when I go live, just use your intuition. I mean, we all have that. Your intuition being, that little voice inside your head that, your inner voice, call it the Holy Spirit, the voice of God, whatever it is you want to call it. We all have that. We all have that ability just to be able to sense something. I don't know why. Call it just spidey senses. You know what I mean? Some people, some people just have. Some people, I don't know why they turn it off. When that's that's honestly one of your one of the best things that you could have to like you said, as far as reading people and just understanding who they are, in the beginning.
Yes, and I mean, there was a time when I first got here in Houston, I was trying, and I think I related that to you a while back. I was trying to start a nonprofit group to help young people get into cooking and comedy and a variety of things that I'm gifted with. And I wanted to share it with people. I'm a sharer. I'm not a taker. I don't like taking all the time. So, and I got linked up with this lady, which I'm not going to say her name, and I thought the legit. And she was wind up trying to get a full 501c thing to start a nonprofit group for this program that we was going to work on. And she took the funding that I gave to her, my half of the funding, to start the nonprofit group organization or whatever. And she claimed that she gave it to somebody at a church that needed it more than we did. And I mean, man, after that, I was done. I'm like, and then what I believe is she messed up a blessing for everybody. She just messed up a blessing for other people that were really out there in need of that.
Yeah, and I remember you said somebody that was close to you said that she was going to catch those hands. So, so good thing good thing that lady got out of town, man, when she did, and So we are, you have to watch people who make promises because I feel like people who are walking around who are truly blessed, we are the promise keepers, and we are walking into a multi-generational we're just walking into a multi-generational movement now where we're just going to be blessed like that. And so I just feel like the people who are around us, and I just feel like we are being prepared for something greater now. So when we are able to just move forward, the people that we're going to be interacting with, they're going to be like, well, who are you? What have you done? And, if you're like, well, I want to, and I hope to, and, it's like, you have to be tangible. You have to show people what you can do. Right. So if somebody was like, okay, look, I'm cool. So I got this party coming up. We're going to supply you with everything. All you got to do is just go up and do your thing. I know you could knock that out of the park. Same thing with you getting on the stage and, just doing your comedy and making people laugh. And, it's like you just have that, it's like you just have that mindset to know how to, just to know how to turn it on and just to be creative and, come up with all kind of, just different ideas. This is, it goes back to the, lead in. It's just like going back to the leading a horse to water, or just being in the Garden of Eden, and sometimes not even just being aware of it. And once you're out of there, sometimes opportunities come once in a lifetime. And now we're doing things where we're able to set. We're coming to the reality where we're coming to opportunities where we're these are like destiny setting opportunities. So if you miss out on it, then not to say that who said that is, it may be another 10 years. And I mean, who has time for that? You know what I mean? So it's like,
I know. Man.
Yeah, man.
I'm in my 50s now, and I know I got to make this happen.
This is not the 90s, or hell, it's not even, the early part of the millennium. You know what I mean? So it's important for for people to know who their true friends are, and know once you, I guess, get there to where you call your success, to to know who's going to be invited to the party, because everybody, and I'm not going to get too deep into that, but let's just say certain folks want to invite everybody to the damn barbecue, you know, because they could dance or you know, whatever it is, because they look cool or because they look hip. You know what I'm saying? And it takes more than that. You know what I mean? Just because you could, you know, just because you go to the door and I don't know, you know, because you could go to the door and do a backflip, that don't mean that you're gonna get into the club that night. You know what I mean? So it's like if it basically all saying that if your name is not on the list, then your name is just not on the list. And you know, it's just to the point that you know you're not getting in. And you know, you may you know, if you get in, you're not getting in on my dime. Because you know, it's like especially with us as you know, African Americans, because you know we don't really have a lot of people. You know, we have I guess you know what you would want to call our faith, and we have you know ourselves, and you
Yes.
know we just gotta you know, and we have our talents, and we're just basically staying on the you know like the Book of Eli. We're staying on the path. What he said in
Yes.
that movie, he said that that man said, what that lady said, she said, wait, which way are you going? What he said, west? And she said, can I come? He said, no. And he grabbed his backpack and he was gone. And that's the, you know, that's the same thing. That's why, you know, I say it's, you know, it's very important to, you know, to move. And, you know, like we both said things about, you know, the city of Houston. And you know, how important do you feel like it's important for people to continue to move and not like you know rest on their laurels and become lazy in a sense, you know, like as far as their dreams or goals and things like that.
Yeah, I was talking to a young man at my job a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him. I said, man, you know, what do you want to do with your life? I mean, do you want to stay here and work at this job for the rest of your life, or you know, or you what are you good at? First of all, what do you want to do with your life other than this? There's got to be something different. He was like, and this guy's in his 40s. He's like, oh, I don't really know. I guess I'll stay here. And I'm like, okay. I mean, but you sit here and you complain about the job and this and that and that and this, but you're not trying to figure another way to, you don't want to do with what you. There's something more in your life that you want to do. I'm sure, and you 40 something years old, you haven't figured that out now. Then I don't know if you'll ever figure it out. That's weird, and I'm kind of like, wow, this guy is not. I don't know what's going on with that one.
Right. It said, what did it say? A few fries short of a Happy Meal, huh?
Yeah. And then I try to inspire people. I try to lift them up with my jokes and make them happy because there's a lot of very unhappy people out there. You can see it, you can sense it, you can look at their aura and their spirit. The aura is something is red, they're angry, they're upset, they're not happy working at 9 to 5. I try to encourage them, hey man, go to school or do something that you like to do. Don't just take this job and figure that this is the end of the road for you to shoot. This is just the beginning. Let this be a stepping stone to get to where you need to be.
Right. And people, I don't know, it's like people, I don't know, man, people just like people, I guess they're like, well, I guess this is it. I guess I'm gonna just clock in and out until I die. You know what I mean?
It's a 401k and all that stuff.
They're not offering that. Yeah, they're not even, like once upon a time you work for a company, 30, 40, 50 years, they give you a gold watch and, you were set for the rest of your life. They don't even do that anymore, man. They'll come up with some kind of slick way to get rid of your whole department. So, you have to, I just hope people have used this 2020 to, look at their lives and some people just, I get it. They want this, somebody said the other day, they were like, pick your distraction. So I guess that's going to be on your, cause that's going to be on your tombstone, here lies such and such. I was distracted by the NFL. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, man. It's and football was on yesterday, and I was like, yeah, you could hear the people, you could hear the people booing. The players were locking arms, and I guess doing a little silent protest or whatever. Bring awareness to what's going on, and the people in the stands, they're booing. You know what I mean? So it tells you where people's minds are, and it tells you what where we are, I guess, in this country, but not really getting too deep into that. So for you, how do you? Because it seems like you're very magnetic when it comes to people, and it's like you have that electricity about you, and people are just be it men or women, they just surround you for one reason or another. Be it, I think you're very charismatic, and I think people, even on the job, people like to laugh, and you're like that popular guy on the job, and whatever. So when it's like that, how do you more like protect your energy? And because people can be very draining. I call them energy vampires. So how do you stay protected in situations like that? Just like protecting your energy and your space.
I stay prayed up. I do it before I go to work. Some people may say it's funny, but I do drink holy water. The inside blessed in my house.
They said double the pleasure, double the fun, huh? Yeah, and I mean that's good, man. Because you have to stay protected. You do. Be it be it in the physical, having weapons in your home, or knowing how to, I think it's having weapons in the home, just being able to know how to handle yourself, and because it's we're living in very unique and interesting times where you just never know.
Yes, that's true. That is so true. Yeah, man. I'm just enjoying life. I mean, I'm not letting nothing stress me out. I mean, it's like I know some people right now is living from paycheck to paycheck, and they worried about, how am I gonna pay my bills, or how am I gonna get this done? Don't worry about that. God is gonna take care of you. You just gotta have a relationship with Him. That's all. It's gonna take care of that.
Right, and it's interesting. Whether they believe in, some people say the universe or God, however you spin it, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is, Krishna, whatever, you believe in. I just feel like sometimes people have a tendency to pray when times are at their worst. You know what I mean? And I mean, if that's what it is to get you to pray, standing up on your knees in your whatever, to get your faith back. Okay. But I just feel like, sometimes with that, maybe too little, too late. I'm not saying that it's never too late for people to change their lives or whatever, but it's just that, some people always want to pray in that darkest hour, and when it's like, oh God, how am I gonna get out of this? If you get me out of this one, I'll never do this again. And it's like next time I'm not gonna do it again. And the person is doing, you see them do the same thing over and over again.
Same thing with people that go to church, man. They go to church every Sunday, religiously. They go to church every Sunday, and they're doing real bad. I mean, and they go back. You go into church, and then you get baptized, you get saved, and then you go right back out and you do the same thing that you did. You went to the church. something is wrong with that. I mean, when you go in, it's like a car. If you bring a car to the mechanic, to the car shop, and there's something wrong with the car, and you bring it in there, and the car, you go and get the car fixed, and they tell you, okay, the car is fine. All right, we fixed everything on it, and the engine is good, and blah blah blah. And you take the car out, it's supposed to run like new, like a new car. It's supposed to be better. But you got people going into church with a situation, and then they come right back out and do the same thing, and then they go to church next Sunday, the following Sunday, the following Sunday, the following, and it's back over and over and over again. And you're not new. There's nothing new in you. You're just doing the same old thing.
Right, call that deal breakers. Like I saw something on social media. There was a young lady and a guy. You know, he bought his girl to this used car dealership, and he was like, "Hey, you know, just to surprise you with this car." He said, "You know, it's like $1,000, $2,000, but hey, you know, the car is clean. It runs. You know, the car is clean. It runs well. All you got to do, just like Barack said, hey, this is running well. All you got to do is get in, start the car, go from point A to point B." And the chick was like, I don't want that. I'm too cute to be riding in that car. I was like, yeah, I would have left. I would have jumped. I would have. I don't know if I would have got in that car and left. And I guess that would have been my secondary car because I would have been a single man that day.
Yeah, that would be my backup car.
Yeah, man, for real. It's just I don't know if that was one of. I hope it was one of them joke. People be doing them little silly videos on the internet for laughs and cheap thrills and all. I hope it was something like that because Lord knows, people. You just don't see people just being kind nowadays. You realize it's very it's very far few and in between where you see people who want to take your kindness for weakness. That's why I tell people sometimes you just got to focus on your own happiness, and that I feel like it's I'm not giving up on on a certain demographic of folks, but I just feel like trying to I think it was okay. Somebody said they don't think that was a real skit. They think it was a real video. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that one looked kind of kind of real. But yeah, I just feel like we're just at that point of no return. People really want to go back to to how it used to be. You could keep how it used to be because I'm good on that one, man. I'm me and you and folks out there like us. They're striving for greater things. And it's going to be like that Tyler Perry show. It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. So it's going to be people, just getting it, like really getting it, that look like us. I'm going to be happy for them. And, they're going to be people on the sideline, cheering for them. And then there are going to be people who are just going to be mad because they couldn't for whatever. What would you say to somebody who strives for greatness and makes it, and then they have those people, maybe family members who might try to hit them up and be like, "Oh, he forgot all about us, and when he got the money, he changed." Well, shit. I mean, sometimes that's how it goes. How do you feel about situations like that?
Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Don't worry about it. Just keep moving because there might have been something went down to where they weren't there for you, and you were there for them, but they weren't there for you. And now that you don't work your tail off to get successful or get to where the point where you are, where you needed to be, or where you would like to be or want to be, don't let nobody come and take that away from you because money and a whole lot of other things can ruin your relationship. Period. Can ruin your relationship with God and ruin your relationship with whatever. Just don't. Just move on. Just keep moving. Don't worry about what people say about you or what they, or what they think about you.
Right. So it's just going back to the topic, just mixing you know, mixing business with pleasure, especially if, you know, you would have won, you know, doing this or doing that got you to where you were. And, you know, those people didn't call and ask you, you know, when you were struggling or had to get up and do whatever, you know, there were no phone calls, no texts, no emails, no nothing. They got, you know, if they got 50,000 ways, you can still mail a letter to people. You know, you can still do that. And, you know, you got 50,000 ways to contact people. But, you know, with that, you know, once you, I guess, whatever your definition of making it is, those people are gonna pop up and, oh yeah, cousin, yeah, nephew, I always knew you could do it. Like, shoot, well, yeah, I knew I could do it too. So I pretty much did it by myself. And I mean, I don't, you know, I don't know, I don't know what, you know, I don't know what you came to do, like that song said. But you know, hey, I'm on my way to the promised land. So you know, I hope y'all, you know, hope y'all are okay. But you know, when y'all call that number and it's changed, it, hey, oh man, you know, like I think I had posted something like I'm trying to get to the point where I'm, you know, rich and successful, and I just got a bunch of, you know, people, I guess, on the sideline that's broke, just hating on me for whatever reason. Said, man, you sold out. Like, I sure did. No, I didn't sell out. I bought in. So, you know, that's how it goes, man. So, so in closing, you know, what do you know, see for yourself, you know, in a near future, you know, things that you have coming up?
Oh man, I see a big blessing coming for me, you, and Tristan, and you know, the group of people that that's with us or whatever. You know, our close knit friends or whatever. That's it. I just see success. I see a big blessing. I see everything, you know, going the way it's supposed to be. We are going to be where God wants us to. He wants us to be at that level, you know, at the highest level, and that's what we're going to be.
True, and you know, sometimes, you know, they're going to be, you know, there are going to be times where, you know, hey, we're together, we're doing that thing. Sometimes, you know, you're going to be solo, you may be solo on the road, and I'm doing my thing. And, you know, it's like when we, you know, when we get together and we're working, you know, it's like magic. So, and just like magic, folks, we are about to disappear up on out of this thing. So just want to thank the amazing Mr. Derek Williams, Mr. D. Will, for joining us on today. Just taking my busy schedule. But you know, I just want to, but we're gonna have him on here more, you know, more often. Just chopping it up, man. Just different subjects and just giving people an encouraging word, you know, out there, because I know people need that. I know we you know, we want to go to the gossip and to the tea, but that's not helping your life. It's not, you know, helping your life, you know, at all. But anyway, you know, I just want to say, as always, folks, I am Mr. Sullivan Man 504. He is Mr. Dirk Williams. As always, folks, we are out this. Peace. Peace.
Peace.